$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. After his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't,
well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but It's something that I don't care for.
What's the most...
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
Dub is a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq.
They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet.
I eat
extra sharp.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Goddamn. I'm here once again, live, coming at you live on the show stream page. We are live today. I am live. I'm alive. And we're doing a show today. I've got the whole thing. I got a show. And we're gonna do the show. But before we do the show, I guess we're technically already doing the show. I have to make a very unpredictable announcement, and that is that today is in fact the weekend. Yeah! So we got a show going on, a weekend program for today. And so, first of all, before we get into the program, I would like to point out that I'm going to be doing a Doom-based program. That's right, the video game Doom, everyone's favorite, is going to be happening at 2 p.m. on today. And in 113 minutes from now, going to be doing a stream, going to be finishing up Memento Mori. And that should be fun. And so we're going to have a good time. And by we, I mean me. And no one's going to watch. But I'm going to have a good time. If you want to watch me have a good time, watch the goddamn, because it's going to be happening. So we got a show going on. But real quick, I would like to also make another special announcement that it is still unchanged. It is still the weekend, folks. So yeah. So we got the weekend program for today, and so we're gonna be doing that show, this show, and that show. We're gonna be doing multiple shows. We got this one, we got that one, we got another one, we got that in there, and then we got a show. So this is the Above It All program. Above It All, the program, episode 1586. What kind of motherfucker does that many of these? Me, apparently. I'm in my pajamas because I don't need to go anywhere today. So, fuck you. I'm not going to put pants on, and you can't make me. So yesterday, my dog went into the Veterans Clinic. Of course, I support the veterans. And my dog had a little bit of a procedure. And Max the dog is currently on drugs, recovering from the procedure, laying on the floor, going like... So I don't know if you can hear that, but that's happening in the background. Max, are you still alive? Yeah, he is high as fuck. When we got Max back from the veteran, and again, I support the veterans on Veterans Day, I was trying to give Max some treats. You know, hey Max, how you doing? Here's some treats. He could not even chew. He was unable to chew. And so he was just sitting in a pile of treats, just like licking them every once in a while, trying to chew them, tried to break them up a little bit. Wasn't happening, but, and so, doing a show today. Today's a program. It's a day that it contains a program. It has the program, known as the Above It All program. And so Cloud asks, has Andrea seen the January 6th hearing and covered it? I honestly, I don't care enough to watch the January 6th hearings. To me, I'm fine just like reading the stuff that comes out of them. I don't know, maybe I could get numbers if I streamed them. I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know. Like everything that they say is stuff I already know and like very predictable. And then then half of it is just like grandstanding, and then like, yes, Liz Cheney, slay queen. And I just in fact, you know what? I'm gonna make that my first segment because I do have something I want to talk about as far as that. Okay, so there's been clips being posted all over social media starring Liz Cheney, and a lot of like Democrat organizations are promoting her. And so a lot of like liberal Democrat organizations and media outlets are promoting Liz Cheney as if she's like some hero. And so this is something I saw. I didn't watch this whole clip yet or anything, but this is one that I saw being circulated. Liberals were going like, wow, Liz Cheney really proved that she has integrity. So first of all, before I play any of this, I know I'm probably not going to get through 2.5 minutes of this garbage. I just want to say, anyone that's promoting Liz Cheney in any way that's positive, I'm sorry, but you really need to go fuck yourself. And I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to be, like, you need to go fuck yourself. Liz Cheney, right? Part of the Cheney clan, right? And what did the Cheneys do? Remind me. Liz Cheney literally disowned her own siblings. Sibling, I guess, singular, because of her sexual orientation, right? Strike one, you're out, get the fuck out. Liz Cheney's father literally stacked the Supreme Court in a way so that now Roe v. Wade is going bye-bye. Get the fuck out, strike one, you're done. Liz Cheney's father worked with the Bush clan to basically install themselves as dictators. Get the fuck out, one strike, goodbye. Also, do we even need to mention the Iraq War? 1 million dead civilians, innocent civilians. Get the fuck out. So anyone who wants to say that she is some noble, democracy, she loves democracy. Did she love democracy in 2000 when Al Gore won the vote and the Electoral College, but they just fucking conspired and the Supreme Court was like, we're gonna just do this and then also, George W. Bush happened to be president. Did she love democracy in 2000? The answer is no. The only thing she's doing is a branding exercise. She's marketing herself. That's it. That's it. She knows that Trump people, or at least her calculation is that Trump people are not going to last that long in the political, space. She is betting that the Trump people are going to go extinct at some point. I disagree. I think that she is, making a bad bet. I think the Trump people own the party, especially the base. That being said, if you are a liberal, and I'm not talking about lefties know this, at least they should know this. But if you are a liberal, and you are tweeting out, slay queen, Liz Cheney bullshit, and you are not at least noting the fact that this is not a Democrat, like a pro-democracy person. She was anti-democracy 22 years ago, right? And again, I just want to say very clearly, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. He is a loser. Donald Trump is a 2-time loser, big, fat, stinky face loser. I hate him and he's orange. And that being said, Joe Biden is the winner of the 2020 election. So anyway, I saw this video. I'm going to see how much I can get through it. But there's been a lot of like these really, like, I guess they're cringe comps, like objective reality speaking, they're cringe comps. But there's a lot of like these really weird montages that liberals are posting about Liz Cheney's slay queen.
There's a reason why people serving in our government take an oath to the Constitution. As our founding fathers recognized, democracy is fragile. People in positions of public trust are duty-bound to defend it, to step forward when action is required. In our country, we don't swear an oath to an individual or a political party. We take our oath to defend the United States Constitution.
The United States Constitution has a little-known amendment called the 14th Amendment, Section 3, that says if you give aid or comfort to those engaging in an insurrection, you are banned from holding office. So, all right, we swear an oath to the Constitution, and yet people that objected to the election results in 2020 are still sitting in office. What? If we took an oath to the Constitution, there would be like 6 Republicans in the House right now. I mean, I guess right now, like after, if we would have done that, like there would have been special elections or whatever. But, still, my point is there would be 6 members of the House of Representatives left after 14th Amendment Section 3 would be invoked. But again, they don't give a fuck about the Constitution. And again, look at Liz Cheney's fucking family. Did George W. Bush or Dick Cheney fucking give a shit about the fucking Constitution? No. They don't care. At all. I mean, look at the fucking NSA, look at the spying, look at, police state that they endorse and they prop up. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They could never even dream of giving a fuck about the Constitution. The only thing Liz Cheney is doing, she's an actor. She's playing a character on television, right? The only thing she cares about is power and influence and money. That's it, motherfucker. She doesn't give a fuck about your stupid fucking Constitution. None of these motherfuckers give a fuck about your stupid fucking Constitution. And anyone dumb enough to think that this fucking stupid, wretched, witchy fucking whore bitch thinks even a little bit about defending or upholding the Constitution, you need to go on like a game show called like Who's the Dumbest Motherfucker in America, because I think you could probably, maybe, I don't know, place 5th or 4th, or I don't know, you could get some money in that game show if that game show existed. Anyway, let's continue.
And that oath must mean something. Tonight, I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
Whoa.
Finally,
whoa! Got him! Slay queen! Slay queen! Trump's gonna die at some point. Alright, I'll take that bet. But their dishonor will remain. Woo! What? Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, you think Matt Gaetz gives a fuck? Oh shit, I was totally in support of, installing Trump as a dictator and overthrowing the government, but Liz Cheney said that my dishonor will remain, so I guess I've got no choice. Now I'm, like, you think fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene is listening to this fucking shit and going, oh shit, oh, well, she makes a good point about my honorability. What? I'm sorry, man. Nobody gives a fuck. The only thing Liz Cheney is doing is, one, she wants to be in control of the party after Trump goes away. I don't think that's going to happen. That's what her bet is. And two, she wants to restore her family's honor in the name of stupid, dumb fuck Democratic voting liberals. That's it. The only people that would hear this fucking shit and even think about maybe taking it seriously a little bit are dumb fuck brainwashed liberal Democrat fucking voters. And I'm not talking about the fucking stupid British liberal Democratic Party. Okay, fuck them. But I'm talking about the fucking Democratic Party in this country, and the people that go like, oh, Liz Cheney, she did one thing I agree with. She voted in favor of what Trump wanted almost 100% of the time. I mean, like, this fucking shit is ridiculous, man. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who wants to tell you for a fucking second that, oh, Liz Cheney is slaying or whatever, you're a fucking moron, you're a dumbass.
I ask all of our fellow Americans, as you watch our hearings over the coming weeks, please remember what's at stake. Remember the men and women who have fought and died so that we can live under the rule of law, not the rule of men.
What does that even mean? All the people who have fought and died for the rule of law? Like, again, I'm just thinking about the 2000 election and how we didn't get Al Gore, right? And then 1 million dead people in Iraq and Afghanistan, right? That's what I'm thinking about. That's the rule of law? What the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to go out here and say the sins of the father, blah, 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 right? Like, but, like, I don't know. If your dad is the architect of the Iraq war, maybe you should come out and say something about that before you want anyone to take you seriously. Like, I'm sorry, what the fuck? What is this bitch on about? She's on drugs. And anyone who would fucking think that this shit makes any sense at all, oh, she is slaying. They're on fucking drugs. And that drug is fucking American nationalism. And that is a far-right fucking shit-fuck ideology. That's a stupid fucking drug. That's the worst drug you could possibly have. And I know, because I've tried a lot of drugs, okay? And I can tell you, shit-fuck American nationalism, bad. It's no good. It's worse than alcohol.
I ask you to think of the scene in our Capitol rotunda on the night of January 6th. There, in a sacred space in our constitutional republic, the place where our presidents lie in state, watched over by statues of Washington and Jefferson, Lincoln and Grant, Eisenhower, Ford, and Reagan.
I'm sorry, man. This shit is too much. This is too much. I mean, again, I'm like, I hate America. I hate Americans. I've said this many times. I think the American mythology of like, oh, Washington. Yeah, he was a fucking slave owner, you stupid fuck. Oh, Jefferson, also a slave owner, you stupid fuck. Oh, look at these wonderful men watching over us from the sky. What are you, fucking crazy? What the fuck? Like, first of all, they're not lying in state, motherfucker. They've decomposed hundreds of years ago. They're not there, and there's no soul, and their souls are not being absorbed by the fucking rotunda and staring down at us with those weird fucking paintings on the fucking ceiling. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. But again, liberals eat this fucking shit up. Liberals are like, oh, yes, George Washington, right? Like, oh my God, man. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. But then also, Tyler points this out in the chat. I hate everyone, honestly. The right wing and some circles of the left are downplaying this. Cringe liberals are allowing work criminals. Why can't people just be normal? That's it. Exactly. Right? Anyone also, that's the worst part about this, is that January 6th was really fucking bad. It was really fucking bad. Right? Like, it was really fucking bad. And I've said that many times. When January 6th happened, I had a whole 12-hour live stream covering every moment of it because it's fucking bad. It's really, 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 really bad. Right? But, like, liberals do such a bad job of describing how bad it is that it makes people scoff at it. Right? And then also people scoff at this because they're fucking stupid. You don't think far-right, like, militias that had bombs, and did we ever find the guys who planted the bombs, by the way, on January 6th? I don't think so, right? Maybe, I don't know, someone update me. But, like, do you think that having bombs, guns, vans with guns, ammunition, and all this stuff, you think that that's normal? You think that that just goes away? A lot of these people are still out there. A lot of those people that were waiting in the hills or whatever the fuck for the smoke signals or whatever, right, they're still here. They didn't get caught. Right? That's fucking horrible. That's horrifying. The idea that there's these far-right militia groups that have, like, fucking vans and guns and bombs and shit and they're ready to destroy the fucking government. That's fucking scary as shit. That is fucking scary. That is fucking scary. Holy fuck. Okay? Jesus Christ. So anyone who's downplaying January 6th is also a fucking moron? So, but that's the thing. I don't know why people... Like, January 6th really broke almost everyone's brain. Almost everyone on planet Earth's brain has been destroyed in some way by January 6th. Whether or not it's, January 6th doesn't matter at all. What about the minimum wage? What about both of those things? You don't think that far-right militias with guns and bombs trying to kill fucking left-wing people, minorities, and people in the government, you don't think they're an obstacle to getting a higher minimum wage, motherfucker? You think if Donald Trump takes over the government, he's gonna raise the minimum wage, you stupid motherfucking bitch? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't understand this fucking shit. This is like an episode of the fucking Twilight Zone or something. You ask anyone about January 6th and they're gonna have a dumb fucking thing to say. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard to just have the correct opinion. It really isn't. Jesus.
Every wall that night encircling the room, there were SWAT teams. Men and women in tactical gear with long guns, deployed inside our Capitol building. There in the rotunda, these brave men and women rested beneath paintings depicting the earliest scenes of our republic, including one painted in 1824 depicting George Washington resigning his commission, voluntarily relinquishing power, handing control of the Continental Army back to Congress. With this noble act, Washington set the indispensable example of the peaceful transfer of power.
I mean, like, who cares? Who cares? The peaceful transfer of power. Are we just going to forget about the fucking Civil War? Are we going to forget about the fucking Civil War? George Washington set in stone, the precedent of the peaceful transfer of power. Yeah, and then about, I don't know, like 70 years later, there was a fucking civil fucking war. Because people didn't want a peaceful transfer of power. And they didn't want to, I don't know, relinquish power over, I don't know, something known as slavery. They didn't want to, like, have any sort of compromise on that power. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, man, what the fuck?
What President Reagan called nothing less than a miracle.
President Reagan? Like, again, like, these motherfuckers are promoting Reagan. And liberals are going to be like, yeah! fucking sucks. Reagan is garbage. And did Reagan forget about the fucking Civil War? Like, what the fuck are these people talking about? They're on drugs?
The sacred obligation to defend this peaceful transfer of power has been honored by every American president.
No, wrong.
Except one.
No, wrong. The fucking Civil War, you stupid fucking whore! What the fuck is wrong with these fucking morons? Like, I'm sorry, man. There was a civil fucking war in this country that lasted for multiple fucking years because an entire fucking organization of rogue states didn't want to relinquish their slaves, so they fucking seceded from the Union. Are you fucking stupid? Are these fucking people on drugs? The answer is yes, obviously. They're all kinds of fucking drugs. They're on amnesia drugs. Like, they wake up every day like the motherfucker from Memento, and it's like, where the fuck am I? Whoa, what's going on? Right? What the fuck is going on here, man? These motherfuckers are goddamn stupid. They're fucking ridiculous. They're ridiculous. These are clowns. Where's your fucking makeup clown? Where's your red nose clown? Fucking Hong Kong clown. What the fuck is this fucking shit? And I don't know. What is a peaceful transfer of power anyway? Does anyone remember about the fucking goddamn Brooks Brothers riots in 2000? Motherfuckers trying to overthrow fucking like voting poll workers and voting areas, trying to make it so that people would stop counting when George W. Bush was ahead in Florida, for example. That's not a peaceful fucking transfer of power. The Supreme Court basically saying, yeah, we're gonna pick this guy because his dad fucking put me in the chair or whatever. Fucking yeah, we're gonna pick this fucking guy as the president. Oh, and by the way, this isn't a precedent, so you can't, this is just a one-off. We're just gonna pick the president once, by the way. That's not a peaceful fucking transfer of power, you stupid motherfucker. What the fuck is this garbage?
As Americans, we all have a duty to ensure that what happened on January 6th never happens again, to set aside partisan battles, to stand together to perpetuate and preserve our great republic.
And again, this was all being posted by like liberal news outlets. Like, Jesus Christ, man. These motherfuckers are ridiculous. They're on drugs. They're actors. They're playing pretend on television. And you know who fucking suffers with this? The average American who tunes in to see, because they think January 6th is a big deal, and then they see this stupid fucking garbage, this American mythology trash, this alternative history fucking shitfuck lesson, right? Yeah, there's never been any problems with the transfer of power, except, I don't know, the fucking Civil War. Like, Jesus, does anyone remember? Like, oh, Lincoln is lying in state. Why is he lying in state? What happened? Oh, right. He got fucking shot in the goddamn head by a motherfucker who was pissed the fuck off about the abolition of slavery. So they shot him in the fucking head. And of course, because Abraham Lincoln was a fucking moron and had his vice president be a fucking racist, like fucking former slave owner fucking douchebag, they almost fucking destroyed the country afterward. But yo, the peaceful transfer of power, my fucking asshole, dude. These fucking people are on drugs. They're ridiculous. No one should take them fucking seriously. And that's my opinion on Liz Cheney. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Also, just like a little postscript on this. What the fuck is this goddamn garbage? Like, these are the motherfuckers that are fucking running the Republican Party. You see this fucking shit? You see this fucking shit? This is goddamn Guinea. This is Guinea fucking fuckface Thomas. That's right, the wife of shit fuck motherfucking Clarence Thomas. Who the fuck is this bitch? Wearing the fucking, of the Statue of Liberty, we're gonna overthrow the world and save America. What the fuck is this garbage? This is the Republican Party. It's full of fucking guineas, and it's Liz Cheney's are fucking gone, okay? They are nowhere to be fucking found. The Republican Party is the Guinea Party. That's it, okay, motherfucker? Jesus goddamn motherfucking Christ. Anyway, so that's January 6th. Now let's move on to January 7th. What the fuck, man? Goddamn Guinea. I can't with this shit. I can't with this Guinea crap. Holy fucking fuck. No, that's her. Just a reminder, Doom stream happening at 2 p.m. A Doom stream happening at 2 p.m. Doom stream happening. So get in there. That's going to be next. That's right, I'm doing 2 a week, folks. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. Look at this. 89 minutes. Johnny Too Late's already there. That's it. I appreciate you so much. Make me laugh and feel a little better when it's all shid. What the fuck is shid? What the hell does that mean? Shid. What? What? I shid my pant. I shid. What the fuck? Oh. Anyway. Now that we've moved on from shid. All right. It's poop. Oh, this bitch. This bitch said the P word. All right. Goddamn poop. So, speaking of news that makes you want to jump out of an airplane without a parachute. Unlocking the world. This is from CNN Travel. The world is unlocked. The world has been unlocked, folks. Pre-travel testing requirement lifted. What you need to know about the new U.S. travel policy. Folks, we're back in. Welcome to another episode of the fucking goddamn Twilight Zone, where the world has been unlocked. There's no longer any testing requirements for COVID. If you want to fly anywhere around the world, you can have any kind of unique variant and go anywhere without anyone knowing anything. Isn't that great? No contact tracing, no testing, nothing. But the world's unlocked. That's great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Editor's note. Sign up for Unlocking the World. CNN Travel's weekly newsletter. Okay, how about no? CNN. Many travelers in the United States and abroad have been waiting for it. The travel industry has been pushing for it. Oh, really? You don't say. I love how they're just putting that in the opening fucking section. Yeah, the travel industry. The corporations in charge. Yeah, they want to profit off of your death and suffering. Let's fucking go. And on Sunday, an end arrives to the requirement for travelers to test negative for COVID before entering the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control Prevention cited a new phase of the pandemic in a statement. A new phase! Like, we're in a COVID surge. Transmission is high in almost every county in the country. But we've entered the new phase. What the fuck? Oh, we're in the new phase. All right, so COVID is still high-ass transmission rates. COVID relief funding is gone. Testing funding is non-existent. Right? Health insurance companies are no longer forced to cover for COVID patients. Right? Vaccines are no longer being really distributed to people who need them. We've given up as a whole global society. Is that the new phase? The new phase is, all right, fuck it. Is that the phase? Great fucking phase. Widespread uptake of highly effective COVID-19 vaccines, the availability of effective therapeutics, and the accrual of high rates of vaccine and infection-induced immunity at the population level in the United States have all helped lower the risk of severe disease and death. There was a study that I saw that said like 1 in 4 children that contract COVID-19. By the way, we're still not vaccinating children under the age of 5, so they're just fucked. If you've got a kid under the age of 5... I don't know, man. Their fucking life expectancy is probably in the low 30s at this point. But anyway, 1 in 4 I saw, and it could be higher, right? But 1 in 4 children are going to contract long COVID symptoms if they get it. Are we going to do anything about that? Nah, we're going to charge them extra. for their fucking diseases. We're going to infect an entire generation of young people with a needless virus because stupid fucking boomers wanted to go on vacation to fucking wherever the fuck. Navigating ever-shifting entry requirements across the globe has been a source of great confusion for travelers everywhere. Here's what we need to know about the new policy will impact U.S. arrivals. When will the pre-travel testing requirement be lifted? The requirement ends on Sunday, June 12 at 12:01 a.m. So we got about 12 hours left, folks. And then, yeah, this is a good point from Smia in the chat. Motherfucker, if I go on a plane, I have to take my fucking shoes off. These motherfuckers will pat me down. These motherfuckers are gonna rub my fucking genitals to check for bombs and guns. But motherfuckers can't swab for a fucking, like, rapid test at the very least? 9/11 was 20 plus fucking years ago. Let me walk through the airport with my fucking shoes on, dumbass. Like, what the fuck is this garbage? What is this garbage? Jesus Christ, man. That means flights departing to the U.S. from a foreign country at or after the time no longer have to present a negative test result or documentation of recovery in the past 90 days from COVID-19. Departures before that time will require testing. Is the decision final? Probably. Like many reassuring measures, targeting COVID-19, the rules are subject to change. The CDC continues to evaluate the latest science. Oh, the CDC is working with science. Okay. And state of the pandemic will reassess the need for testing requirement if the situation changes, the agency said in a statement. A senior Biden administration official told CNN on Friday the CDC will reassess this decision in 90 days. That's the get out of jail free card that I love to mention. That's so that people like me, when reading this article, right? That's so when someone wants to criticize me for being against the lack of any COVID restrictions, they can criticize me and say, oh, didn't you read? They're going to reassess. Oh, no, this isn't final. No, they're going to reassess. The foreign arrivals in the U.S. still need to be vaccinated? Yes, the vaccination requirement for foreign arrivals has not changed. Travelers 18 and older who are not U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals, legal permanent residents, or immigrants must be fully vaccinated to travel with the U.S. With limited exceptions, children 17 or under are not required to be vaccinated. Why not? So you're 17 years old and you don't need a vaccine? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It really doesn't. There's like a magical, like on your 18th birthday, like your body like just changes overnight. Like just, whoa. You know, it's like in cartoons, you know, like in Fairly Odd Parents when like fucking goddamn Timmy Turner like wished to be older. And then like, you know, in the span of seconds, he's growing back hair and, you know, getting a hunchback and shit and just looking gross and old. Right? Like, okay, you're 17 years old and 363 days. And, okay, you can just be a petri dish for the virus. Like, I just like, what the fuck logic is this? What the fuck? Like, I don't even know, like, what about unvaccinated Americans? The end of the testing requirement applies to all travelers previously required to present negative test results, and vaccination requirements to enter the United States do not apply to U.S. citizens. Oh, isn't that great? What is the CDC's recommendation for travel? The CDC still recommends that travelers remain up to date on vaccinations and tests for infection before and after travel and after any known exposure to someone with COVID-19. The CDC also continues to recommend wearing masks in indoor public transportation settings. Masks are no longer required. Like this, I want everyone to understand that the CDC recommendation, that's a giant middle finger up your asshole, motherfucker. That doesn't mean anything. If it's not required, there's not going to be enough people that do it for it to matter at all. Like, yes, you should wear a mask every time you leave the house. You should. But if you're the only one wearing a mask and everyone else has COVID, right, and they're coughing it up on the plane and you're on the plane for 4 hours, your odds, not that good. I don't understand, like, why, again, Stupid high school fucking dropout, apparently smarter and more up to date on medical science than the entirety of the CDC and the White House, apparently. Like, that's what? I'm not allowed to bring a fucking tube of toothpaste on a plane? But you're telling me someone can bring COVID-19 and other fucking viruses and diseases on a plane? What? What? This fucking shit's ridiculous, man. Anyway, fuck this. This is why, once again, I hate America. I hate Americans. I hate this country. I hate the government. I hate the people. I hate everyone. Fuck this country. Burn it down. Send it all to hell. Start over. It's a failed experiment. This is like a fucking petri dish you would throw in the garbage. You don't even want to salvage the dish. You don't even want to waste your time cleaning that dish out and repurposing it. No. Just throw that dish directly in the garbage. Don't even, like, it's just, ugh. What a fucking horrible country. Horrible country. Horrible citizens. Horrible people that live here. Horrible leaders. Horrible emphasis on whore, motherfucker. Goddamn. Hate it. Hate the USA. Goddamn peach tree dish. Yeah, I went to like the, thrift stores and stuff the other day. And one of the thrift stores I went to had an old lady as a bouncer. And I'm not joking. Like, I went to the thrift store and the old lady was like, sorry, we're at our limit. Because there were like 8 people in there or something, and there's like an 8-person limitation. And on the door, it was like, there was like a big sign that said masks are required. You will not be allowed to come in without a mask on. Because usually thrift stores, right, like old people run the thrift stores, right, and they're more vulnerable and susceptible to this stuff. But anyway, that's the only time I've ever seen anyone enforce COVID protocol ever. Throughout my entire life, in multiple areas of this country, throughout the entirety of this pandemic, I have seen that happen 0 times. In the first couple months, 0 times. Over the course of 2020, 0 times. Over the course of 2021, 0 times. It was until like a couple days ago that an old lady was being the bouncer and was like, sorry, we're at our limit. And so, I had to wait until a couple people left. And of course, masks were required. And that is like, wow. So that's what like a normal functioning society would look like. I got a little bit of a taste of what the real world would look like if it weren't run by fucking idiots. And then I told this old lady that I appreciated her actually enforcing COVID protocol. And she was like very appreciative of my appreciation. And she said, like, a lot of people hate it. I get yelled at every day. And I'm like, well, I mean, of course, right? But it's like, that's hilarious. Like, I imagine someone like going to the thrift store, like a big beefy, I imagine that fucking lady has gotten some shit. So anyway, shout outs to the thrift store lady. Go to your local thrift store and see if there's old ladies there, because maybe they'll take us seriously. You have to get on a plane next week. Oh, fuck. Texas. Oh, it's over for you, Courtney. It's over. Write your will before you go, because you're going to need it. Well, someone else is going to need it, because you're not going to make it. Anyway. Speaking of Texas, let's talk about this story that I saw. I haven't read this yet, but I saw this. Uvalde shooting incident commander says he didn't know he was in charge. In charge? Ditched his radios on purpose. Okay, so hold the phone here. Hold the phone. So the motherfucker in charge didn't know he was in charge? How is that even possible? I don't even... I'm trying to process this in my brain.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Aren't they supposed to have like a clear chain of command here? Like, what the fuck? How do you not know that you're in charge? After 2 weeks of silence, punctuated by allegations of non-cooperation, Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo offered his account of the events inside Robb Elementary on May 24, which saw 18-year-old blah 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 use assault rifle blah blah blah. Arredondo told the Texas Tribune's James Barragan and Zach Despart that he dropped his police and campus radios outside the school seconds after arriving at the northeast entrance on Robb Elementary, stating that he believed the tools would slow him down while responding to the shooter. Slow him down? Okay, so in this fantasy world, like, a radio is like, you know, like when you're playing, like, fucking Fallout or Elder Scrolls or some shit, and, like, you pick up, like, a fucking apple, and then all of a sudden, you're over encumbered, and you can't, like, you're just moving like this. Right? But you throw that apple on the ground and you could run around with infinite speed like you're fucking Goku taking his fucking weights off. Right? Like, oh shit, like this, he was over encumbered. Just drop the radio. And all of a sudden, you know, the body armor, the guns, all that other stuff you got on, oh, that's all good. Let's just drop the radio. What? And then it's also like, okay, so the radio would slow him down. He dropped it. And yet it still took him an hour? Like, I don't understand. What? What? Like, if you're going to say, oh yeah, I dropped the radio, and then like he ran in and killed him in like 30 seconds or something. Okay. But he dropped the radio, and still it took an hour for anything to happen, and he didn't even do anything. What the fuck? Arredondo said that one of the radios had a whip-like antenna that would hit his side as he ran. Another, he claimed, was likely to fall off his tactical belt. So it was likely to fall off, and so he just threw it off just because it was likely to fall off. My mind was to get there as fast as possible, eliminate any threats, and protect students and staff. Okay. Again, so he dropped the radio so that he could run at full speed, and it still took him over an hour. What? What? The chief pinned the blame for the 77-minute span between the arrival at the school and the elimination of Ramos primarily on officers' inability to find the correct key to the door of the classroom in which the shooter had locked himself in. Over the course of the attack, he says he was given 2 different key rings to try. What about the classic battering fucking ram? When police are carrying out evictions, they will literally use like a giant pillar to smash the fucking door in. Like, hello? Can't you break a fucking window, dude? Like, what the fuck? And you know what they're doing this, the key bullshit, is because they're trying to pin the blame on the school staff and administrators. Oh, they didn't give us the keys in time. It's all their fault. They didn't know where the keys were. It's their fault. It's the principal's fault. It's the teacher with the rock or some stupid fucking lie shit. You're telling me battering rams are an infinite supply for evictions, but you can't use it on a fucking active shooting situation? Holy shit, man. This is some really stupid fucking garbage. Each time I tried a key, I was just praying. Oh, he was praying. Great. Arredondo said, however, few elements of Arredondo's version of events at Robb Elementary that day have been confirmed by other officers and personnel in the hallway with him. The Tribune's report includes claims from the police chief that he had no idea he was in charge of the police response inside the school. Arredondo denied previous reports from the New York Times. They stated the group of officers that ultimately killed Ramos had been ordered to stand down before making their move against the shooter. The chief claims he did not tell those officers to stand down. Huh. Who are we going to believe? The people that actually did their job and killed the guy? Or the dude who dropped his radio and just stood around jerking off for 77 minutes and then asked, who the hell's in charge? Who is more believable in this instance? What the fuck? I didn't issue any orders, Arredondo told the Tribune. I called for assistance and asked for an extraction tool an extraction tool? What the fuck? According to Arredondo, the classroom door had a steel jamb that could not be forced open, and he focused on evacuating students in other classrooms while waiting for keys to the room. He said he ordered officers to shatter windows from outside and extract those inside. Arredondo's attorney, George E. Hyde, who is not an expert with regards to mass shooting, told the Tribune that attempting to use the similar window tactic to engage the shooter in the locked classroom door would have been reckless and guaranteed all the children in the rooms would be killed. What? Hold the phone here. Okay? So, breaking the windows guarantees all the children in the rooms would be killed? How? Like, this is like part 1, right? You shoot the windows. Part 2, question mark. Part 3, the kids all die? What? And then also, the kids all died anyway. So it's like, what? Like, I'm just like, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by how stupid this fucking shit is. Cops are so fucking bad at everything. They're so bad at everything, man. Like, it's incredible. It's insane. Like, these motherfuckers are the dumbest fucking pieces of Neanderthal DNA left on planet Earth. Like, holy fucking cock. Holy cock. That is some crazy fucking shit. Every detail that comes out about this Uvalde police response, every fucking detail is dumber than the previous. And I'm going to be honest, it's impressive. I am genuinely blown away at how they can continue to out-stupid one another. Like, I thought, wow, this is some really fucked up shit on the day of the shooting, on the day after, the next day. But every time someone speaks to the press and gives away a new detail, it somehow makes them look even dumber. How is that possible? I don't know. But what I do know is the Uvalde police.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Holy ass shit indeed. Speaking of ass shit. So I saw this video that is pretty incredible. Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz says that the company will never engage with SB Workers United. For months, Starbucks has claimed it's engaging in good faith, bargaining with the union as required by law. Now Schultz is revealing that Starbucks had been lying.
We have to demonstrate to our people they can trust.
First of all, more perfect union. Next time you post a clip, for the love of God. Like, I hate having to do live audio production on my show. Like, no one can hear this.
And we have to show up.
Could you ever see doing that and embracing the union as part of it?
No.
Why not?
Okay, so let's start this over.
We have to demonstrate to our people they can trust us. And we have to show up.
Could you ever see doing that and embracing the union as part of it?
No.
Why not?
The primary reason is we are in business to exceed the expectations of our customers. 100 million people come into Starbucks. The customer experience will be significantly challenged and less than if a third party is integrated into our business. And
because they're not acting in good faith?
Because we have a different view. And Aaron, I don't want to spend the entire time in the union. Come on.
No, but I just want to understand it, because there's headlines every day about this at Starbucks, but this is everywhere else as well, Amazon and others. But I think there's a focus on, is there a way for companies and unions potentially to work together? And you know, given how progressive your company has been, there's lots of people who look.
I mean, Andrew Ross Sorkin here really is just like trying his hardest. Like, this isn't even like a softball question. This is like, you're going to throw the ball, but instead of letting go, right, you're going to hold the ball in your hand and you're going to slowly walk to the plate with the ball in your hand, right? You're going to slowly walk, and then you're going to bust out the little tee thing, you know, when they play t-ball, pop that in the ground, place the ball there, right? And then Howard Schultz, unable to still actually answer this question without looking like a complete scumbag. I mean, Jesus.
At Starbucks, I was looking at the headline, Starbucks is a latte liberal until it's not.
Well,
It's a mean headline. National Review, by the way, not the New York Times. But I say it.
Yeah.
I only say it because I think that there's a question: is there a way for both to live in harmony?
My belief is that we have built a company that is centered around exceeding the expectations of our people and our customers, and that is the vision we have for the future of the company.
That's not an answer. So he says he's not going to engage, and he's never going to engage. And then he realizes he probably shouldn't have said that because that's literally illegal. And then he's like, hey, you know, unions just bring us down, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. These motherfuckers are dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. And I say that with all due respect to fuck, because I love fuck. But this is dumb as fucking motherfuck. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, who actually listens to this and goes, oh, yes, the unions will reduce the customer experience? Having happier workers? Yeah, I go to Starbucks because I want everyone to be depressed and working in horrible slave-like conditions, because that turns me on. What? Who says that? I mean, there might be, Howard Schultz might say that. But, like, seriously, like, how does engaging with a union reduce the customer experience? And then it's also like, have you ever been to Starbucks? They're not that good. Like, I could make better coffee in my kitchen than a fucking motherfucker at Starbucks. I can go to a local coffee roaster, and they're going to be way better than Starbucks. Starbucks is not that good. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. Anyone that cares about a customer experience, they're not going to Starbucks. Like, what the fuck? Right, so, but this fucking shit is dumb as hell. This is some really stupid garbage. And anyone that buys this fucking shit is I know I say this a lot, but I mean, like, I mean it. I really do.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
It's insane. This fucking shit's crazy.
We have to demonstrate
crazy fucking shit. Yesterday I went to the Starbucks that Andrea showed last week and congratulated the barista. I told her she's got above it all support. She also had her union buttons on. Did she know what that meant? Did you inform her of this support? Or is this like hoping she goes home and looks it up or something? Because either way, good job, Andrew Kohler, spreading the word. Yeah, you gotta go to any unionized Starbucks, buy like the cheapest thing on the menu, and then give them like a $50 tip in cash. That's the best way to support unions. Give minimal money to the corporation and give maximal money to the actual workers. Yes, they told you gotta give me the play-by-play, the whole conversation. Give it to me. Come on, Andrew Kohler, I'm ready. Environmental Coffee House in the vehicle, folks. More news at 11. Ooh. Holy Macintosh. Once again, everyone, in 1 hour, I'll be doing a Doom stream. So, just throwing that out there. People need to know. Ugh. Ugh. Hi, Max. Maxie. This motherfucker is gone. Hi, Maxie. Are you happy? He's just barely moving his ears. That's it. That's all I can muster. Play-by-play. Told her about the shoe and how you covered it and how we all think they're cool. That's a pretty good play-by-play. We could probably turn this into a fucking script for a short film. Andrew Kohler stars in Spreading the Shoe. Just went to a March for Our Lives rally. I went to a March for Our Lives rally in 2018. I remember it was one of the biggest protests I'd attended at that time. Yeah. So everyone was talking about how we're going to raise awareness for gun violence and we're going to solve all the problems. And here we are 4 years later. And it's gotten worse. So, I mean, hey, I'm not, go out and protest, do any marches you can, because I think it's always a good thing. But, no. Hello, Donna. Hope Max is okay. He'll be fine. Was I a student in 2018? Fuck, no, I wasn't. I dropped out of high school a long time ago. I was a sophomore in high school. I was a sophomore. What a stupid fucking word. How long did the surgery take? I don't know. They kept him for 5 or 6 hours. So I don't know how long the procedure was. I think it was just relatively quick procedure. But they kept him for a couple hours just to make sure that he woke up from the drugs and then, is able to walk. Didn't have any spaz attacks or anything like that. But he's got this big shaved off square of hair on his back where they inserted all the devices. And it's really fun to look at, honestly. Why did I drop out? That's a long story. I'll tell it another time. But needless to say, school is for suckers. Tune in, turn on, and drop out, motherfucker. Moving in a week. The stress! Good thing is, I'll be with my goof. Happy for you, unconditional prong. Alright, let's do some news here. The summer of murder, folks. We're ramping up. I'm going to do 2 stories here that, honestly, when I saw them, I thought that they were the same story. Because they're both mass shootings at a mall. So we have North Carolina mall shooting. 3 injured in Gastonia, police say. And here, 3 shot at a restaurant in South DeKalb Mall. And that's in Georgia. So let me read this article. Channel 2 Action News has learned that there's an active shooting investigation at a restaurant in South DeKalb Mall. This is in DeKalb County, DeKalb, I don't know. The shooting happened at Fletcher's at the mall shortly after 11:15 p.m. DeKalb County police said 3 men were shot at the restaurant and have been taken to area hospitals with serious to critical injuries. Police are still searching for the suspects involved in the shooting. This is another theme that's going on in all of these mass shootings that are taking place. A good chunk of them, someone commits a mass shooting and then just fucks off and gets away? You're telling me there's no cameras? You know what the fuck? There's no cameras here? So let's talk about North Carolina. North Carolina Mall has been placed on lockdown Friday following a shooting inside that left 3 people injured. The gunfire erupted around noon at the food court of East Ridge Mall in Gastonia, just outside of Charlotte, investigators told WSOC. First responders say 3 people have been taken to local hospitals with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds, according to the situation. The Gastonia Police Department told WSOC that at least 1 suspect was seen running away from the mall toward the nearby woods. Heavy police presence at the mall. Avoid mall area if possible. There is no active threat, the department later posted on Twitter. The cause of the shooting was not immediately clear. And it appears that also the guy got away. He ran into the woods, folks. He ran into the woods and disappeared. 2 mall shootings in the span of a couple hours. In multiple places in the country. Total of 6 people shot. And the police didn't catch either one. This is after police didn't catch a mass shooter in Phoenix, Arizona, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I think they caught the mass shooter in the recent Maryland shooting. But they didn't catch the shooters in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I believe there were 2 shootings over the course of a week. So, why are we funding these cops again? Wouldn't the money be better spent for mental health care in this country so that people could go to a fucking therapist and they wouldn't turn into fucking crazy motherfuckers? Wouldn't that money be better spent in literally doing anything else? The cops aren't doing shit. They're just not. The number one thing people say, who are you gonna call when the blah blah blah, and they can't do it. They can't do it. The only role the cops play is to just roll around town and just like beat the fucking shit out of random black people and maybe kill a couple. That's the only role that they play. They're not actually stopping violent crime. They're not actually going to investigate and solve violent crime. So what the fuck are we paying these motherfuckers to do? Anyway, don't go to the mall. I don't know what to tell you. Don't go to the fucking mall. I guarantee you there is nothing you need at a mall. And that's it. I don't know, man. But, you know, just throwing that out there. 2 mass shootings within 12 hours. 2 different malls. 2 different states. 2 different suspects. None of them are captured. Isn't that great? America, folks. America. Got a LaCroix here. This is the Biatch Plume Flavor. Biatch Plume. I don't know if that's different from regular plume, but it's at a beach. Like, do you dip the plume in the sand? I don't know. LaCroix, folks. Goddamn LaCroix. Folks, I'm going to be doing a movie review, and then I'll be ending the show. But if you want to hang out with me while I don't know, I might consume alcohol or something. I might have fun. You know, I like to have fun. Going to be doing a Doom stream in 51 minutes and 35 seconds. And so if you want to hang out, feel free. Well, actually, don't feel free. You should feel compelled. Feel compelled. And so, you know, just throwing that out there. But thank you all for watching the show. If you don't like movies, you don't like anything but me complaining about the news, then here's your cue. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out and go fuck yourself. That's going to be my new slogan. Anyway, speaking of film, I love film. So, the other day, I watched a film that I'd never seen before. Now, those of you that watch my show every day know what film that was. And last night, I decided to watch a sequel for the film that I'd never seen before, which I've also never seen before. And that is Die Hard 2. Die Harder. Huh? Huh? Great title. I love it. So, Die Hard 2. Is it as good as the first one? Honestly, I don't know. I think the first one's set and setting, are a lot better. I think the characters in the first one are a lot better. But also Bruce Willis, very good in both of them. Very good. And the second movie has a lot more death and destruction. There's exploding planes. There's a lot more like gory like messes, right? Like people like there. So the violence in Die Hard 2, like honestly, I think the violence is better, but I think the pacing in Die Hard 1 is a little bit more entertaining, given the fact that like it's more of like a constrained setting, and like the characters are kind of stuck there. There's hostages and like. But anyway, Die Hard 2, I thought it was very fun. I enjoyed watching it. This is like, usually sequels are not as good as the original. But in this case, the sequel I think is as good as the original. Both of them are good. The settings are different, but really, I mean, the main parts, it's really good. And I love how Die Hard 2 also takes place during Christmas. I think that's really funny because Bruce Willis's character, John McClane, constantly says, like, how come this keeps happening on Christmas? And it's just like making... One of the things I love about this movie is that there's so many references to the first movie, right? Because it's like, oh, it takes place at Christmas again? Oh, why am I, like, the only one who's doing anything? And why are the cops always so shitty? And I thought that was really funny. I love movies that reference earlier movies in the franchise and the series. And I thought that this movie was very fun. The violence was super good. The icicle in the eyeball, damn, I was freaking out when that happened. I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's about to get stabbed. This motherfucker being John McClane, aka Bruce Willis. He's about to get stabbed by a motherfucker. And then what does he do? He grabs a motherfucking icicle and smashes it in that motherfucker's eyeball. That was crazy. That was insane. That was crazy. Wow. And one thing, again, I love about the Die Hard movies is so far 1 and 2, I haven't seen the rest, is that the cops, every cop in the movie sucks except for Bruce Willis. He's the only good cop. But all the other cops are like arrogant, full of themselves, jackasses, too little, too late, don't listen to anybody, they're just a bunch of prick motherfuckers. But also I loved in this movie there's advancing stories, right? Like Bruce Willis, I guess, joined the Los Angeles Police Department over the course of the events from the first and second movie. He calls up his friend from the first movie on the phone to get some fingerprint scans. So I like the bringing back of characters from the first movie. I thought that was pretty good. I think this is a really good sequel. For me, my opinion, I think sequels are really hard to get right. There's a lot of sequels that just they don't need to exist and they know they don't need to exist, so they just kind of fuck around. This one doesn't need to exist, not really, but it's good. It's really good. Again, I love the exploding planes. Like, there's 2 planes that explode. One of them was full of the evil people, and then the other one was full of villains. The villains, the evil people. Of course, I'm referencing people from the England. They were in the plane that exploded, and they're evil, of course. And so. But yeah, so the main plot was basically the terrorists take control of an airport, and they threaten to blow up planes if they can't get a fascist dictator freed from something. I don't know, there's something to do with the war on drugs and cocaine or some stupid fucking shit. Anyway, so then they just blow up random planes. Well, at least they say they're going to. They only really end up blowing one fucking plane. Actually, yeah, they blow up one fucking plane. And that's the plane full of the British people, people. And so one of the things I like about this movie is, spoiler alert, one of the special ops, SWAT guys or whatever, is actually a bad guy. He's purposefully derailing the police response on purpose. And turns out that he's a bad guy. I thought that was cool. I didn't see that coming. And so anyway, I just thought that this movie was super enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was almost as entertaining as the first one, and it excelled in certain other ways, like the exploding planes. That was super cool. And they reuse a lot of themes, like running through vents, and there's a lot of similar thematic structure. But I love that. I love self-referential stuff in movie franchises and stuff like this. It's super good. I enjoyed watching it. Die Hard 2. I mean, it's one of those movies that it's like you just watch the fucking movie. I mean, it's hard to review a movie like this. It's just like such a visual experience. Like I can say, you know, oh, they shot the guns and then they had the snowmobile, but you don't, you know, it doesn't fucking matter if I describe it. You just gotta watch the goddamn movie. Anyway, exploding planes, icicles in the eyeballs, airport. You wouldn't be able to set a fucking action movie like this with terrorists at an airport anymore. Like, maybe you can. I don't know. But 9/11 kind of fucked that up. And so you got shit fuck motherfuck cops. Everyone hates cops. They're all shit fuckers. And then Bruce Willis is just funny. I love how he talks to himself in the first movie and in this movie. Oh yeah, that's a good point. There was very, very interesting scenes at the start of the film with some naked male nudity, folks. We had some very interestingly sculpted buttocks available for viewing at the very close to the beginning of the film. And really, from that point onward, I was pretty much, all right, this is going to be a good movie. I mean, check, right? Like, we're already in, like, it's already a good movie. Anyway, I don't know. Good movie. Blowing up planes. That's always fun. Fighting on the wings of an airplane. You know, it's just, you know, blowing shit up. It's just cool. There's lots of fire, lots of explosions, lots of dead motherfuckers, lots of shooting, lots of violence, and, you know, I love when Bruce Willis says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, at the end. I think that's funny. And it's good. It's just a good movie. I recommend it. You know, I'm not really that into action movies, but these, you know, so far, Die Hard 1 and 2, not bad. And I'd recommend them to anyone that's remotely interested. So there you go. That's it. Pretty good. All right. So that's my show. That's all I got lined up for today. Once again, in 43 minutes, I'll be doing a Doom stream. So get the fuck in here in 43 minutes. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And it will be enjoyable. But that pretty much sums up the program. I would like to once again remind everyone. Remind everyone that it is also, fun fact, the weekend. Yeah! So yeah, it's the weekend. Yeah. See if Max the dog is still in the same spot. Maxie, are you alive? All right, he moved his ear. I think he's alive. Max. Motherfucker is on doggy drugs. He is on doggy drugs. So yeah, that's the show. I don't know. What do you want? It's over. Get the fuck out. I guarantee you, if I just sat here and did nothing, like I just sat like this and just did nothing, I guarantee you, like, at least 20 people would watch like this. But yet, only like 15 people are going to watch me play Doom? Like, isn't that crazy? Right? Moving pixels on this side of the screen, can't do it. I'm a loser. I'm a freak. I'm insane. I should be thrown into a mental asylum. Still pixels, and me just doing this. Oh, that's entertainment. Now that's real. I'm not wearing a watch, but, you know, it's visual comedy.
I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.